Hello everyone, myself Druvita Thamelia. Today I am going to talk about the Chetan Bhagat's novel Revolution 2020, shedding light on the societal evils in India. Table of contents, introduction, brief introduction of Revolution 2020, corruption a deep-rooted in cohesion, the education system of India, parental pressure and youth isolation, ambitious or an aspiration, revolution, voice of youth and conclusion. So, according to Digmakar Kulkarni, like famous Indian authors, novelists Mukhraj Anand and R.K. Narayan, Chetan Bhagat is also very much interested in depicting the societal issue and evils in his literary work. As we know that Chetan Bhagat is the icon, youth icon, and the writer of the youngster. He always focus on the focus on the success and the struggle of the youth. He wrote more than a 9 novel. In each novel, he talk about the youth and their success over life issue. In first novel, Five for Someone, he talk about the education system of India. In the second novel, One Night at the Call Center, he talk about the idea of career crisis and the difficulty in the work in private sector. In the third novel, the Three Mistake of My Life, in this novel, he talk about the how one has to struggle a lot to success and start a new business. And they also talk about the idea of pursuing career in a sports. In the fourth novel, the Two State, the story of my marriage, the kind of autobiographical work of him. He talk about the how in the love marriage, the state, caste, and the religion matter a lot. In the fifth novel, Revolution 2020, he talk about the idea of love, corruption, and ambition through the character. In this presentation, I am going to talk about the novel Revolution 2020. Brief introduction of Revolution 2020. According to Raghunath, he write in his article that novel Revolution 2020 explore the lives of three main characters, Gopal, Aarti, and Raghav, and their struggle and aspiration in life. Through their story, the novel sheds light on the several societal issues prevalent in India. Aarti represent the theme of love, Gopal Mishra represent the theme of corruption, and the Raghav Kashyap represent the theme of ambition. Revolution 2020 talk about the how meaningless education has become, but it also highlights the everything in a life is not a depressing. Revolution 2020 is a story of young person ambition and this love in the background of the corruption in Indian society and how youth react to these other very important aspects, ambition and romance. The novel is a powerful story that highlights the several societal evils prevalent in India. It presents a critical commentary on the issue that need to be addressed to bring about meaningful change in Indian society. How the novel talk about the corruption, a deep-rooted position in India. According to Rakesh Babu, in his article, he writes that the various ingredients that make contemporary Indian society seem discapable were pointed out in the novel. Chetan Bhagat delves deep into very serious malence of Indian society, corruption. Corruption has existed since time immemorial and has prevented every facts of Indian society. From getting a certificate to getting a government job or getting approval to start a school or a college, there is a bribe paid could run into many lakhs of rupees. The discapable and uncorked reality of Indian society has been laid thread up in their novel. According to Digmakar, he writes in an article that where in the novel we find a corruption, where Gopal's journey from the poor middle class to the young rich person show the how he became rich through the giving a bribe and applying the doing a corruption in the society. In the second time when Gopal offered 2 lakhs rupees to the head of EICT approval committee and the 25,000 rupees to each member of the committee to get approval of his idea. The fake demolition of the illegal construction is the best example of corruption chain in the novel. In the one of the interview, Chetan Bhagat give an idea that you don't need to be expert to realize that what is happening is seriously wrong. However, policymakers are doing little bit about it, perhaps much like the bootlegging industry. So many regulators and inspectors are making money that nobody wants to fix it. However, corruption in the education sector is not to be taken lightly. When you have a corruption in infrastructure, you have a pothole roads. When you have corruption in education, you have a pothole minds. We are destroying an entire generation by not giving it it access to the world class education it deserves. Education system of India is education in the India like coaching class culture. People are now believing in coaching class more than the school. People feel that in coaching class their child or student get more attention, it get particular attention, and private staff is there, so he get more attention in the school. Commercialization of education in the effect, people are using education as a business. They start using education as the kind of business in which they are owner, and this teacher are a salesperson and student are the customer. So they are not giving education, but they are selling education on the name of the globalization and commercialization. Corruption leads to the crime in education. As private sector are developing a lot, there is corruption became more and more. They are using education to make their black money into white. They are using it as a service, and use it as making their money black into white. Education of India. According to Dr. Arvind Kumar Sharma, the money making mindset is clearly understood when the author described the commercial culture of the city of Kota, with hundreds of smaller and bigger coaching classes offering various tempting schemes for paying fees and imparting education. The chief character of the novel, Gopal, is the middle class student. His father does not have much money to pay for fees. There is a turnover of millions of rupees in the coaching class business in India. The economic effect of it to middle class people is a severe. When Gopal in the novel, when we find the education system is a kind of a money making system. When Gopal inquires about the detail of the fee to be paid for the coaching, he gets the following response: if you have a more than 85% of aggression in the class 12, or if you have a 8 at triple E rank up to 14,000, you get the 30% discount. The best packed gentleman at the computer explained me. I have a 79%. As Gopal replied that I have a 79% at triple E rank. 22,043, I said. Oh, in that case, you apply for a full rate program. The admission officer replied to him is parental pressure and youth isolation. How this kind of thing making a kind of a tension to the life of the youth. According to Vikram Patel, the modern generation of India, which is explored in the present novel, is isolation of youth due to the pressure of over expectation of parents. In the novel, we can see the Gopal's father don't allow him to be take B group, as Gopal want to be take B group, but his father make him force that you are the only hope for our family to be change our class, so you should go in to engineering. When he said my rank is 50, he talk about his rank to his father. His father says it is good. He shook his head. You won't get a good branch. I won't get into NIT, I said. He had the look every child dress, the look that he says, I brought you up, now see what you have done to me. Ambition or an inspiration. The novel somehow talk about the idea of ambition. The three characters have ambition, that Raghav aspires for to be social reformer, and Aarti wants to be an air hostess. The story moves from Varanasi to Kota and against to Varanasi, moving from place to place. Bhagat's character keep floating in the novel and do not stick to one incident. They keep achieving their goals, trying to link up plot of the novel, but too little avail. The life of the student at Kota is very hard. They spend a lot of hours on study. Bhagat writes about a day in a life of aspiring student in Kota, that when Chetan Bhagat visited Gopal, he said that I could call myself a true Koti. In a month into moving here there, like thousands of other students, my life now had a rhythm. Career path resembled a school, but without the fun bits. Nobody made noise in the class, played pranks on one another, or thought of bunking class. After all, everyone had come here by a choice and had paid a big price to be here. I hate the brutal career path schedule at a first. Lecture started at 2 hours in afternoon and went on until 9 in evening. After that, student rushed home to eat dinner and do that daily practice sheet. A set of 10 problems based on the current lesson. I went along with madness, not so much because of the zeal to prepare, but not because I wanted to keep myself busy. I didn't want Kota's loneliness to kill me. Yes, Gopal don't want to be Koti, but he has to, as his father was expected from him that he should clear Kota exam. Revolution voice of youth. Raghav's revolutionary voice, temperament, is associated with the national values and national interests. Prevailing corruption in the country irritates him a lot. He is not a man of words, rather, he is the man of action. He raised his voice against corruption. He wants to bring some change. For that, he perhaps choose journalism to engineering. He strongly believes that one has to contribute to bring the change in the advice condition of the present time in the country. He expressed his guts and commitment to the same in front of Gopalism. What are you passionate about? Making a difference, change in for the better. That is what we live for. Raghav said. Is it true that you believe India will have a revolution in the year 2020? Yes, but we all have to work towards it and make sacrifice for it. What exactly where truth, justice, and equality are respected more than power? Such society progress the most. Can you explain that? Power-driven society resemble animal societies. Might is a right, is the rule of the jungle and applied to beasts, and beasts do not progress, humans do. Revolution 2020 is the idea is about the writer taken is the Anna Hazare movement in the year 2011. The movement is about the corruption happen in the government and the politics, and Anna Hazare is the one who started the movement. And in this movement, from the auto driver to the graduate students join in this movement to support the Anna Hazare. It is a movement like a Gandhian movement, non-violent movement, in which we can say that somehow Chetan Bhagat also take inspiration from this to write the novel. Conclusion: in the novel, we can say that Chetan Bhagat talk about the idea of corruption, but at the end, he give the hope that we, through the revolution, we can also make a change. Education is a good, and it is start becoming a business, but through the revolution, one can change in this. These are my citation. Thank you.
What is your viewpoint in this structure about Revolution 2020 is powerful story that highlights the values prevalent in India?
About revolution. According to me, revolution is required when there is a problem. As Raghav wants to revolution, but one has the guts and power to bring it, and one has to follow the. If Raghav is doing revolution, corruption, then he cannot talk about revolution. But yes, he is believing in a revolution. So
Do you think Gopal has joined educational business because he is unable to pass exam, or he chooses this option due to money crisis?
as he develop in the situation or atmosphere where he always want to be rich and powerful, so as he don't want to be IIT in this, he don't want to join quota, but due to his father, he is doing. But as his father dies, he is alone, he had no support, so he decided to do corruption and become rich through that, as he have no choice, and he is not capable to clearing IIT exam. That's why.
Okay, good. So in this